Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. My name is Abyong, and again, welcome to Pathways of Hope. I would like to share with you my own reflections on today's gospel, and today is Friday, and it is being described as the Friday before Epiphany. Epiphany is God's manifestation to us. And I believe it refers to the feast this coming Sunday, which is known as the Three Kings, when the three Magi visited Jesus, or as God revealed himself to the Gentiles like us through the three Magi. Well, today's gospel reading taken from Mark chapter 1, verse 7 to 11 is also an epiphany. It is also a revelation and manifestation of God to us in Jesus Christ. Today's gospel is the baptism of Jesus, and this must be a very awesome event, a tremendous and beautiful sight to behold. As John was baptizing Jesus, we see here in the gospel that the heavens was being torn and the Spirit descending upon Jesus. And then there's this voice. And we know that God's voice is powerful. It's thundering, that even mountains melt like wax. But in this gospel, we see that the heavens torn. And I could imagine that there's this ray of light coming down from heaven. The clouds open up and you see this light and you see this Spirit, the Holy Spirit in the form of dove, descending from heaven. And Jesus and John and probably others heard this voice saying, "You are my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." This baptism happened before Jesus started his ministry. And Jesus knew that the task before him is daunting, that eventually it would lead him to the cross. Well, you know what? Our baptism makes us also sons of the Father. And in our baptism, we are also given a task, and we are not promised an easy life. In fact, our invitation is to follow Jesus to the cross. I remember in Galatians chapter 4, it also says there, "For you are sons. God has sent his Spirit into our hearts, crying, Abba, Father." Well, the phrase or the sound or the voice that we hear in today's gospel saying, "You are my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." Primarily, it is for Jesus. But because we are sons too, our Father is also telling each one of us, including you, saying, "You are my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." When we experience the difficulties of following Jesus, of just being a Christian, let's remember this voice that we hear today. "You are my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." May that voice give us the strength and the courage and the confidence to persevere, knowing that we have also received the Spirit of God, and we can also cry, "Abba, Father," for God's favor is upon us as well as his sons. So, my dear friends, let's cling on to those words. God bless us all.